parent-child relationship. Here are 3 amazing tips to really boost your relationship with your kids in an awesome way. Check it out. Hey, I'm Lisa. Welcome to Miracle Maker Mom. We empower moms and dads with awesome parenting tools. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because you're gonna love it here. We are talking about boosting your relationship with your kids, how to have your, the parent-child relationship, how to really boost it, and we're gonna give you 3 awesome tips. The first one is to be interested in what your kids are interested in. Each child comes into this world and has different things about him. One child is fascinated with blood, and the next one is interested in ants, and the next one can't stop with the music and the dancing, and the next one wants to just sit and draw beautiful things all the time. One can't wait to get his feet on the skates to go ice skating, and the next kid is playing basketball. So whatever it is that your child is interested in, take the time to be interested in that thing with them. Because then it opens a whole world to not just sitting at the dining room table and saying like, oh, how was your day? It was fine. How was your day? It was fine. Anything interesting at school? No. You see that your child is interested in something. Every kid is interested in something, like some kids. I remember at one point when I was a kid, I liked frogs. Actually, my oldest also really liked frogs at some point, and I was like connected with that because I had liked frogs when I was a kid. But I'll give you a great example. Oh my gosh. At some point, my oldest daughter was reading Harry Potter, and she read the whole series, and then here and there she was watching, the movies like on her own. And then I think it was my 3rd daughter got into Harry Potter. And then even my 2nd daughter got into Harry Potter. And at some point I was like, what is with all of you guys with nonstop reading, watching when I don't need to see what you're doing. You're always reading these books. Like, do you ever do anything else in life? They were like addicted. They were literally addicted. Okay, if anybody else understands what it's like to be addicted to Harry Potter, give me a thumbs up and just leave in the comments, yes, I am a Harry Potter fan, I'm addicted, just like write it down there. I want to hear about it. So my kids were like literally addicted to Harry Potter. My little kids had gone to their grandparents and spent time there, and they had watched some Harry Potter videos, and they came back also nonstop talking about Harry Potter, and I was feeling like crazy about this Harry Potter. What is with this Harry Potter? Do you guys ever put your books away at night and they're staying up late at night and they couldn't wake up in the morning? And finally, one of them was like, well, Mom, don't judge us. Do you even know what Harry Potter's about? Do you know anything about it? So I was like, okay, all right. Show me Harry Potter. Show me Harry Potter. So I have to admit, I was bad. I didn't sit down and read the books first. I really should have done that, but they sat and they showed me the movies. So I watched the first one and the second one, and then we sort of like, I think it was over winter break, we did sort of like a binge of watching like one movie after the other every night, to the point where we are at the last, like the 7 part 1 and part 2. So after we did 7 part 1, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to know the next one. I mean, actually the truth, it was the worst was the end of 6. Then I was like, no, it can't be. It's not so simple. You know what I'm talking about. I was literally addicted. And then I sat down and read the books. I haven't even finished them all. I'm actually in the middle of one of them right now. But I'm in the middle of 5. I've been sitting down to read the books because I got so addicted. And you know what? First of all, I related to my kids and their understanding and their excitement about this whole series. And secondly, it opened a whole new world for me to just relate to my kids. Not only talking about it, but there's a whole Harry Potter language. And with my little kids, we actually, when we dressed up that year, to go out, everyone dressed up matching in Harry Potter. Like robes, and everybody was a different character, and we had like all these little like candies that we made polyjuice potion. It was just like, it was amazing. We literally became Harry Potter addicts. addict. And I was part of the whole thing. Everyone made their own wands. We actually made wands. And we would go around the house like, Expelliarmus. And we would literally spend hours doing this. I would play with the kids. I would do trivia with the older kids. We would play jokes on it. I would talk about lessons that you can learn from each of them. And with the little kids, I was just always playing with them and got these little figurines, and I played with them, and I went with the wands and dressing up. It opened up an entire world for me to really get into the space of my kids and their interests and what they were really into, and to share it with them. And that just built positive relationship with my kids. It was connection. It was like, real parent-child relationship, a connection with my kids. So that is the number one tip, that, when your kids are into something, whatever it is that they're into, if they're into reading or a movie, or they're reading into sports or anything, maybe it's a project they're doing for school or something science related, get into it with them. Be interested. You might think, oh, well, that's a boring thing. But you know what? You might actually get into it if you get into it, if you know what I mean. Like I'm now officially a Harry Potter freak and obsessed. But you really have to spend the time to get into your children's interest, so that all of a sudden they'll be interested in sharing with you, and you'll get into their mind. You'll understand their feelings better. They'll understand their nature better. You'll understand their interest better. And it will make an awesome relationship between the two of you. Tip number 2 is the opposite. Share your interests with your kids. Everybody has some kind of hobby or interest that you've had ever since you were a kid, or even maybe since you were in college. And those are great things to share with your kids. Now, it doesn't work all the time, because sometimes your kids are not interested in your whatever you're into. That happens. But sometimes it's something that you're into that you save for like alone time with me, and your kids are like dying to share that with you. Maybe when I was a kid, I played basketball. I was in the basketball team, and I was very into basketball. So when my kids I take out a ball, especially the boys, but even the girls are very interested in throwing the ball around with me. It's like an interest that I have. So therefore I'm excited to do it with them, because I like basketball. And my kids want to do it. Some of them are more into it than the others, but the ones that want to do it, then it's fun for them, because this is an interest that I have. I also play the flute. And one of my daughters just recently took up playing the flute. And she's so excited to do it because I play the flute. In fact, that was the same thing when I was a kid. I wanted to play the flute because my cousin, he played the flute, and he was like this really amazing flautist. And that's why I wanted to do it. So now my daughter, my 11-year-old daughter, does the same thing. She wants to become a flautist. She wants to play the flute because I do it. So it's an interest that I have that I can connect with my kids. And that way you build connection. Again, you can spend time together. You can talk about it. You can do it together. You can, just like the whole experience is bonding. It's positive time together where you can bond, spend time together, and build relationship. Tip number 3 for your parent-child relationship is to spend undivided, individual time with each child. Now, the best would be to be able to do this every day, even just for 10 minutes. Like at the end of the day when you're tucking them into bed, just spend 10 minutes talking, or maybe playing a little game or something that you can relate to. And generally on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, to allot time to spend individual, undivided attention with each child. Now, this can get difficult when you have a lot of kids. Trust me, I know. But to have that one-on-one connection with your child, when you can, whether you're spending time doing something that they love to do, or something that you love to do, or just going on a walk together, in this time period, you don't want to tell them off. You don't want to tell them what they did wrong. You don't want to tell them what they should be doing better. You just want to build your relationship and be together. Spend time just enjoying the flowers, enjoying the air, enjoying playing a game of basketball. Enjoy playing something or doing something together, listening to music, whatever it is that you're doing together that you can just bond, not have any negative interactions, and just have positive. That is an awesome way to build your parent-child relationship, because every child needs to have that time alone with their parent where they have attention. They feel like you're interested in them. They feel like you really care and you're listening, active listening to whatever they're saying. Question of the day. What do you do with your children to build relationship, to build that parent-child relationship? What are the things that you do? Is it something that you love that you share with them? Is it something that they love that they share with you? Is it something totally different that, maybe you just play Monopoly together? Like, what do you do to build your parent-child relationship in your family? And remember, you have to believe that you are an awesome parent, because whatever you believe, you become. I know you like this video because you're still here, so give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and let me ask you, do you have teens? Are you experiencing any teen moodiness? If so, head right on over to this video right here.